This is the Uptick Network Stock Day Podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Penny stock news and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a very exciting guest with us. He is Paul Sexauer, and he is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing. The company is Flexpoint Sensor Systems. Well, they trade on the OTC under the ticker symbol FLXT. Paul, welcome and thank you for coming on the show.
Hello, Everett. Thanks for having me.
Hey, give my listeners a little background of your company and a little bit of background of yourself, and then I want to get into the Q&A.
Be glad to. Flexpoint has actually been in business since the late 90s. We're based in Draper, Utah. I joined them about a year ago, and I have spent the better part of my career in technology sales, predominantly software and some hardware and peripherals. But I saw an opportunity to help bring the company to another level and really execute in their target markets, and they welcomed me in, and it's been about a year now.
And how about yourself? How did you get involved with the company?
Actually, interestingly enough, I was an investor first. I've been an investor in the company since 2007. And so I have tracked this company, fell in love with the technology early on, and reached an inflection point in my career where I thought it was an opportunity to approach them and see if I could help them execute and grow the company.
So you guys are revolutionizing applications in the automotive and safety, medical, and industrial industries. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I certainly can. Actually, the first two applications and products that we brought to market, which goes back, some of your listeners may remember the Nintendo Power Glove that incorporated our sensor technology. But we really made some great traction, pun somewhat intended, in the automotive space. In a particular application that we had developed with and for General Motors. But over the years, we've evolved and branched out into other markets. Certainly automotive is still a main focus for us, but we have worked with some companies in the early stage development of some medical products that incorporate our sensor technology. In the toy and gaming industries, some very exciting things have occurred there, and we'll probably elaborate a little bit more on that. And industrial applications, it's really a very adaptable technology, and that's proven itself out in the various industries that we've appealed to and where our technology has been adopted.
How big is this market space, and what makes you guys different in this market?
Big, you mean from a dollar perspective?
Yeah. How many players are in here? I mean,
in this sensor industry. First of all, the product and technology is called the Bend sensor. It's trademarked and copywritten. It is a very unique sensor type, but it can be compared industry-wide to, and has been compared to, other sensor types. Force sensing resistors, capacitive resistors, or sensors, I should say, piezoelectric sensors. But inherently, those technologies have their own construction and configuration and lends themselves to various applications, whereas we can be adapted to similar applications, but also others. Our construction is a single layer. It's very unique. It's manufactured on a very proprietary process, and can be adapted to a wide variety of applications. We have deployed as a force sensor, as a pressure sensor, as a flow sensor, as a humidity sensor. So as you can see, the adaptability has played itself out in our markets.
Are you guys the OEM on this? You guys are the original equipment manufacturer?
Yes, we are.
And then, so do you have distribution points, or do you guys do everything from the whole gamut of manufacturing, producing, and distributing?
Good question. Up until my arrival, most of the sales was direct. We have one or two distributors, but that long term is going to be an area of growth for us. We expect to continue to sell direct and do the things that we've done all along and execute in the direct sales space, but channel sales, resellers, that is, over the course of the next 2-3 years, we're going to expand that as well.
My guest today is Paul Sexauer. He is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Flexpoint Sensor Systems. Well, they trade on the OTC under the ticker symbol FLXT. Let me ask you this, Paul. Can you talk about a little bit about revenues and sales and where we're at and where we're going and why the stock people that follow you or want to follow you or want to potentially buy your stock should pick some up?
Well, I think one of the reasons why I felt compelled to join the company is that our revenues have lagged where I thought they should be over some period of time. And it's not just a function of me, it's a function of us as a team executing with our customers. And for the first time in a long time, this year is going to be an inflection point for Flexpoint in the sense that we will achieve cash flow neutrality and cash flow positive before the end of this calendar year. And that speaks volumes for the distance we've traveled as an organization in the last year and a half. That's attributable to market evolution in the sense that many of the companies that we have been working with in the development of their products are now concurrently approaching commercialization and moving into mass commercialization in some cases. So I think it's a very exciting point for us. I think the revenue streams will reflect that in the near-term horizon, the next 2, 3, 4 years. But it is a big year for us, 2016.
A lot of the CEOs and CFOs that I bring onto the show, we talk about toxic debt. We talk about making a deal with the devil. What does your debt structure over there look like?
Well, we've been using debt to fund the company for some time. And we've, I view the people that we've been getting that as investors. They believe in the technology. They've worked with us to keep us going to get to this point. So I'm very pleased with the dedication that they've shown, and I'm also very pleased that our cash position will render that whole model different than where we're going to go.
Very good. Our guest today is Paul Sexauer. He is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Flexpoint Sensor Systems, Inc. They trade on the OTC under the ticker symbol FLXT. They're trading around 18 to 20 cents a share. What holds for the future for your company? Where do we go from here? Where do you see you guys position-wise in say 2 years to 3 years from now?
I'll answer that a couple of ways. The markets we serve are clearly defined, and we're very focused on developing them. That would be the auto and truck industries, toys, medical devices, wearables. I think you'll see further growth in those core market segments. But in addition to that, based on our pipeline, I can tell you that we'll see expansion in the consumer products. That includes electronics, home-related products, gaming, virtual reality, augmented reality, which are just the future is extremely bright for that space, and our technology has differentiated itself and lends itself very nicely. We're working with a number of firms that are focused on bringing their unique and also differentiated technologies to those spaces. So, the technology space, electronics, where our sensors are part of an overall system, we'll see some further growth there. So that's why it's really important we map our sales model, both direct and channel, to all of those industries so that we can scale the business in the way that we want to, scale the revenues in the way that we expect to, and the sky's the limit for us right now.
Flexpoint Sensor Systems is our company today that we're highlighting on Stock Day. Our guest is Paul Sexauer. He is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and the company trades on the OTC under the ticker symbol FLXT. In closing here, Paul, is there anything that you would like to talk about that we didn't get a chance to discuss?
Well, earlier you asked about differentiation, and I certainly answered it from a technology perspective. But I think it's really important for your listeners and the market as a whole to understand when we engage with a customer. I like to refer to it as the Flexpoint experience. It's special and it's unique. We have a world-class engineering team. We try to engage early on in the development process of a given product or technology and properly align ourselves in a collaborative manner with those R&D professionals that are tasked with developing and bringing these products to market. So, that's a huge differentiator for us. I fully expect that to continue. Again, based on the sales model as best we can, and as we grow, maintaining that culture is going to be huge for us. But we've got a great nucleus right now, and I couldn't be happier for what the future holds for us.
Paul Sexauer has been our guest today. He represents the stock on the Flexpoint Sensor System company. They trade on the OTC under the ticker symbol FLXT. Paul, thank you for coming on the show. We're going to check back with you in a couple of months, and I wish you the best.
Great. I'll look forward to it. Thank you very much, Everett.